question of COVID-19 and its origins has us all discussing the issue of planetary health in a very tangible way. Against this backdrop of floods, fires, pandemics, locusts, and societal unrest, we as a global health community have a lot to talk about.
Let me take a moment to remind us all that this year marks the 25th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, a landmark moment for women's rights and gender equality. And as many of you know, Canada's Feminist International Assistance Policy recognizes women and girls as powerful agents of change, with unique experiences, knowledge, networks, and leadership capacities that increase their resilience as well as that of their communities. That's why we put Sustainable Development Goal number 5, achieving gender equality and empowering all women and girls in all their diversity, at the heart of our international assistance efforts. However, we stand at a crossroads because COVID-19, like climate change, threatens to roll back the enormous gains we've made in development and global health so far. COVID-19 has exposed the fragility of health systems globally and proves with deadly certainty how interconnected the world is.
From one of this year's conference delegates who noted that, while it's easy to convince scientists of the important links between conservation of nature and zoonotic disease emergence, it's perhaps more difficult to convince decision makers to invest more resources in this space. What is your advice for people who wish to better communicate One Health concepts to, one, I guess, better convince governments to invest, and two, to convince the public really to practice behaviors and live in ways that are aligned with One Health principles?
When it comes to governments and also leaders of corporations, I think this goes together. One way to convince them, I know that certain economists have actually worked out the cost of dealing with a pandemic like this versus the cost of protecting the environment. I always believe you have to try and reach the heart of whoever you're talking to. To make a sweeping statement, how do we convince them? I don't know. But if I'm speaking to an individual government leader or corporate leader, then try and make some kind of connection and tell a story that will reach in here. And when it comes to the general public, well, they're wising up. And I get so many messages from people saying, well, this has really given me time to think. I realize that we have to change our ways. I realize that when we emerge from this pandemic, as we will, we need to rethink our relationship with the natural world. We need to push for a new green economy. We've got to stop always putting unlimited economic development globally ahead of protecting the environment, for the health of the planet, our health now, and future generations.